hills and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance to spit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I dry my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shortbangers. I'm Matty. This is episode 44. Joined tonight by John. John, how you doing?
Doing very well. Just got that meeting has been recorded message stuck up on the screen.
Oh,
there you go. I can see you in all your glory.
That's good. Did you not get the woman's voice telling you it as well?
Aye, but it's been a couple of episodes since I was on, so I'm a wee bit rusty.
So we record this on Zoom, as if folk wonder what we're talking about. And they changed it recently, so when you start recording, this woman starts announcing that the meeting's been recorded, which is a bit off-putting the first time you hear it. But
it's a challenging wank, as they say.
Well, it's not erotic in the slightest, or not that erotic. Put it on when you're on the bus.
Do you think sex dolls have got that mechanical sort of voice going on?
I hope so.
Encouragement, dirty talk.
Do it.
Yes, you're doing brilliantly. Keep doing that.
like a female Stephen Hawking. I was going to do an impression, but I'm not going to. Colin, you're with us tonight as well. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good.
You're looking almost biblical coming out the screen there. Like there's a big white light behind you.
I was going to say, when I wear my big white, I've got a big long sleeve white top as well. I do look
big robe.
Look like Jesus at times.
Come away for the light, Colin.
Right, we're trying something a wee bit different tonight with Shortbangers. So it's kind of been getting increasingly longer with the episodes. And if anybody remembers when we started doing Shortbangers, the idea was to kind of do a wee 20-minute episode. So we've got loads of questions in. And what we thought we would do as a wee trial is split the night's episode into a couple of episodes and release them through the week. So that's it. That's what we're trying. There's no
really selling it, are you?
No, I'm not selling it at all.
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be the best thing you've ever heard.
It'll be really good, but it'll be fucking weird because in order for it to work, we'll need to say, right, that's it for tonight and finish. And then we'll have to start another one, but we'll all still be wearing the same stuff. Unless you just want to quickly get changed in between.
And I bet you still can't remember the episode number.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, right. I didn't even think about that, Colin. I'm going to have to count up as we go, however many episodes we get out of it.
I'm going to bam folk up by talking about sex dolls and mechanical voices again.
Aye. So, anyway, we'll see how it fucking goes. There's logistics of this that we've not considered yet, but fuck it. See how it goes.
That must be about 20 minutes already, is it?
That's where it's
right, see you later.
I'll try again in the morning.
Seriously, stop the tape and we'll start again. This is brilliant.
I've not even started the timer yet for the night, so I'm just going to put it on. While I'm doing that, another apologies. That's 20 minutes starting. Another apology to John Marshall, who emails in questions for Shortbangers, which I flag in my email and then fucking forget for months. So this email came in on the 19th of June. So John, I'm sorry if you've been listening for this and waiting for your question to be asked because I completely fucking forgot. Right, so question number one was a question for Matty. Not necessarily Shortbangers, but that's fine too. And he's got a picture of two air fryers, right? They look identical. Black one retails at $499, whilst the white one is $399. The differential is the 90% versus 80% less fat. So is 10% fat worth an extra £100, which is about £55, he says. So is it worth paying 55 quid to get 10% less fat on all your food?
Is that the only difference?
Oh, and the colour, obviously, as well.
Aye, the colour.
So if you're racist, that might come in there.
So one of them, what did you say, was it 80% less fat? And one of them was 90%.
Yep. So
see, when you're getting to that sort of range, like you're probably just paying for the taste to be ripped out of it even more. You kill the fat, you kill the taste, according to Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. Lethal Weapon. Fucking
yeah, that was Mel Gibson.
Yeah, they brought it.
Mel Gibson.
Aye, they were both in Lethal Weapon. Aye.
Lob and Minge, is it?
Oh, that's right. Aye.
Lob's Minge.
Lob's Minge,
as he's known. I think everybody's like the health thing, and I'm not one to talk about health, But if you take all the fat out stuff, you're taking some of the taste away as well. So I probably would keep the money and just have the extra wee bit of fat and just
buy yourself some extra chicken dippers or something to put in your $399 air fryer.
Aye. Right, question 2. Oh fuck! It's about Lee Griffiths. I will just skip it because we didn't ken back then when the email was sent what we ken now. So we'll
What's
miss
that song?
Well, we didn't ken what we ken either.
Who Let the Dogs Out?
No, no.
No, oh, that song. I think they're a different one. Right, why did Han Solo get credited for saving Luke in the trenches at the end of episode 4? He did now. It was one of the stormtrooper TIE fighters that accidentally collides with Vader just as he closed in for the kill. If Star Wars used VAR, would the medal awarded to Mr. Solo need to be rescinded? So, John, Colin, you've never seen Star Wars. We established this the other night. So
last week, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Watched it last week.
Idea what you're
No, I thought you were going to see. You watched it last week there.
Thought I did. Fuck.
We established you've not seen it. John, you have seen Star Wars. So you started with the prequels and gave up. Was that right? Or
started with the prequels. Never made it. No, wait, hang on. What was the prequels?
You
was
went
that
to the
4, 5,
original
and
one.
6?
No, 4, 5, and 6 were the originals.
But they're not prequels because they are.
No, you're
4, 5,
right.
and 6
were the prequels.
But they were prequels to the ones that came out later. See what they did, George Lucas. What a fucking dick! I actually can't remember what you're talking. I've got no idea what you're talking about. I know what the TIE fighters are. I know who Darth Vader is, but that scene, no idea.
So right at the end of I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's not seen it.
It's been about 70 years since it was out. They've had their chance.
Right at the end of the film, more or less like at the end of the film, you've got the rebels with their X-wings that are attacking the Death Star, and they're doing what's a trench run. So it's this heavily armoured trench that's fucking blasting lasers at them.
Oh wait, this is ringing a bell.
The TIE fighters are trying to stop them because there's a wee fucking hole at the end of it, right? That if somebody can get a missile down, the missile will go all the way down a reactor and blow the whole fucking shebang up, right? Big design flaw with the Death Star, but never mind. Luke's on his way to get it, right? He's in pole position, but then fucking who's this coming out of fucking nowhere? Big Darth Vader, plus 2 TIE fighters flanking him. He's coming. He gets Luke in his sights, and you're thinking, "Fuck, this is it. It's curtains for Luke." Luke's getting Obi-Wan in his ear saying, "Turn your targeting computer off, Luke. Use the fucking Force." And Luke goes, "Listen to the voices in my head, right?" So fair play to him. Turns it off, right? He's concentrating on this. Fucking Darth Vader's bing, shooting him out of fucking nowhere. Millennium Falcon turns up, piloted by Han Solo and Chewbacca. He gives it a big woohoo like this. They shoot at one of the TIE fighters that then clips Darth Vader. He goes spinning off into fucking space for fucking ages, and then Luke goes and fires the missile down the wee fucking hole. Boom, the rest is history. So I think Han Solo does have enough to do with it that he wants his medal. That's the answer to the question, anyway. Right. And that's fucking Star Wars in a nutshell.
That's some shite, absolute shit. You've no enticement yet.
You were fucking loving it.
See, I was going to say I want to watch it, put it on mute, and have Matty do the director's commentary because that was fucking priceless.
Just talk through what's happening.
Use the fucking Force, you dick.
That's what he's trust your fucking feelings. Like, fuck, I've never done these things before until now. Still manages the fucking shop. Anyway, right. So that was Star Wars. That was the questions. Sorry again, John, for forgetting about your email. Right, on to the Twitter questions. The first one this week comes from William, who asked, "What's the worst 26 quid you've ever spent?"
It was actually in a Hibs game. I paid a guy to cover a shift for me years and years and years ago, and I went to go and watch Hibs against Clyde at Broadwood, I think it was. Stuart Lovell was playing, Latapia was playing, but they were all on the bench. I think Hibs were taking it penalties. I think it was 25 quid I paid a boy to cover a shift for me. Overpaid. The game was shit. Like, the game was absolute torture.
26 quid is kind of like what you'd be paying for some of the Hampden trips that we've been to.
Aye.
So Dunfermline, 0-0. Hampden Scottish Cup, that was what, the 2007 season?
Oh, it was 2007, and then we had the replay midweek after that as well. That was another 26 on the Wednesday night, no doubt, as well.
That was fucking shite, that game. There's definitely been a few where you paid that kind of money and just been like, what the fuck have I done that for?
Hearts away. Hearts away is worse. They're dearer than 26, but it's probably 26 back in the days when we used to go and get doing. So for Hartley's team, Hartley's era and that, when you used to go there and you were 3-0 down at half time and thinking, we'll just go now. I was there a couple of times and it was like, if they get another one in the first 5 minutes, I'll just go. And there was one game I was home before. I drove home for Hearts all the way back to Bonnyrigg, and I was in the house before the full-time whistle went, because I was like,
you felt it was that before, aye.
I think O'Connor scored, I think, a consolation, so it was like a 4-1 defeat to O'Connor. As soon as he scored the third or the fourth away, back home. And wait was that? We didn't him already.
Game's even finished.
Have you not been on the teletext?
There was I got a medium pick and mix at the cinema one time. That was a pretty shy way to spend 26 quid.
What's your favourite item in a pick and mix?
Let's go shout.
I like the fizzy ones, just the fizzy sweets you get. Again, like the cola bottles.
Fizzy cola bottles. They're good. I quite like the dolly mixture type ones as well. Not dolly mixtures for fucking years.
Oh, dolly mixtures.
They're decent.
I like the strawberry cables that have got like the sort of white icing through them, the big chunky ones.
Aye. I don't like things that are overly chewy, but they're nice. That kind of boy who used to go.
Carry on.
A boy that used to go fishing with licorice, as we used as bait. I says, "What are you trying to catch?" He says, "All sorts."
Could kind of sense there was a shit joke coming. That's why
good old dirty. Right, Giuseppe Fatuccia Prickus. Alex, it's good. He's changed his name all the way through the Euros tournament. Is now nice in Italian. What way did Fatboy Slim's name appear on the school register? Slim Boy Fat or Fat Slim Boy?
It'd have to be Slim Fat Boy, wouldn't it?
Slim Fat Boy is how it would be, which wasn't one of the options.
Can you get a slim fat person? You can. Remember, what was the name of that programme? That they had like a really fat person and a really skinny person, and they swapped diets for a week.
Fuck knows. That sounds good.
So I remember watching this episode where you had a let's say a curvy lady, and you had this really skinny woman. So they swapped meals, and what they found about each of them was that the curvy lady, she was eating well. She was just the quantities in which she was eating it was just too much, and the wee skinny woman was basically eating like Chinese, Indian throughout the week. And what they said about the skinny woman, as much as she was kind of like the picture ideal of what someone should look like, actually her body was fucking fucked. It was just because she wasn't getting the right nutrients. Like, as much as she was eating little, it was just she was fucked.
She was just eating
she was a slim fat person.
Because you would imagine, right, if so by rights you would think the skinny one, and the idea of this would be skinny one's a picture of health with the great diet, so they're on the fucking salads and all the rest of it, and then the bigger person's like what you shouldn't be doing.
The Big Mac from the Chinese.
The McDonald's and Chinese every night. The idea, like, when it comes to, right, we're going to swap, there's one person going, oh, for fuck's sake, and there's one person thinking this is going to be the best week of their fucking life. You know, it's just a week. That's fine. I'll let you judge which way around it will be, but Norman Cook, that was Fatboy Slim's real name, man.
It was. Aye.
Do you care what other bands he was in?
It was the
was it House Martins?
It was.
House Martins.
And also,
and he done that other song.
Beats International, wasn't it?
Yes, that's the one. Aye, that's quality. Aye. I've been watching Top of the Pops recently, like the 84 and the 1983 and all that.
Do you mind the wee?
I know that was the 90s, but
the wee rap in it. I can't mind the very start of it because Boss walked out. You listen to the boys for the big bad city.
This is Jam Hot.
This is Jam Hot. Aye, that was a good song. You're right. Takes you back, reminiscing about the songs. You looking something up, John?
No, I just scribbled on doing the song.
Oh,
so see that diet thing you were talking about though? Are they saying they say it was genetics then that creates like the skinny lass eating loads of shite? Or
no, she was just like she wasn't getting any real nutrients because all her food was processed. It was fried. She
How
wasn't. Don't get me wrong. Like she
how was
wasn't.
she no fat because she was eating all that
I mean,
crap?
calorie intake, so probably calories were low and she would
She was
be
just eating wee
exercising.
bits of
Aye.
those.
Aye, so she was. Basically, so it wasn't just the Chinese. She was into. She basically drank cola all day,
Yeah.
and then she was
That's
eating
certificate
Chinese at
for
night.
what
But
it
she
is.
wasn't eating like she wasn't eating the full Chinese as I remember it. She was just basically
I was laughing
at it.
women on diets at work and that came and they're sitting. There was this one woman who used to work with years and years, 20 plus years ago, used to sit and she said, I'm dieting all the time. I'm I'm this many points or whatever at Weight Watchers. And I just didn't ken why I can't lose any weight. I she ate another crisp.
Aye.
Fucking
I've got
bags
the
and
appetite
bags
as Farah.
That's fucking who knows.
It's
eh?
just like tangy Toms or something. They're not big, Ken. Like, fucking hell. Very
I'd
good.
be fucking brutal. See this lockdown. So coming into lockdown before it happened, I was going to the gym every day at work, really fucking conscious of what I'm eating. For a while, was even kind of carrying that on at home. See, the last few months, just fucking. I can't get my head in the right space to kind of go. I need to do something about this, but I fucking really need to do something about it.
Come on, it's a vicious circle because I'm knackered all the time as well. Now, but I'm knackered all the time because I'm not exercising. As soon as you get in the habit of exercising again, you've got me in energy automatically.
You know, like you, John,
yeah,
who are a picture of health now.
Doing all right.
Aye.
I weighed myself last Friday and I was doing 2.5 stone since September last year.
That's excellent. Aye, well done. I'm up probably about that since September last year, which isn't good. I put a t-shirt on yesterday, and Ken, one of those ones when if you stand up, it comes up over your belly.
Belly's at the bottom.
I was like, oh, fuck's sake! So that was right back off again, and just wondered about topless the rest of the day on the work calls and that. I don't know, it looks stupid, with a fucking tight t-shirt on. Right, Liam asked, should you tip a waiter? If so, how much should you tip them?
Just imagine a field of waiters at night time.
Like cow tipping.
Like cow tipping, aye. And you should just tip them all the way. Like, there's no point leaving them halfway because that's just sad.
Well, the Italian ones you date like the Leaning Tower, so just
Just
20
say-
degrees. Colin, what's your policy on tipping?
On tipping, so I would generally check the bill to see if there's a service charge on it. If there's not, then I would tip somewhere between 10 and 20%, depending on how good they've been.
Aye, I'm about the same. Where do you stand on the service charge thing, John? Like, if you see this, if they assume that you're happy to pay for the service and they put the service charge on, does that negate the need for a tip?
I thought, is a service charge not normally for parties of like 9, 10 or more? It can depend on the restaurant. I can't think of
It's
many
sometimes
places
just chuck
where
them on.
Some of them just do, aye. Some of them do as a standard.
it's a hard one. You have to look at the bill, don't you? But I don't know if I ever look at it, itemize and see if I can find the sneakily hidden.
No, they tell you at the
Service
bottom.
charge.
Aye, there's normally a bit.
It's in a box usually.
Normally says
So
on the menu as well.
If there's a service charge, you probably don't tip. If there's not one, depends. Like, you know that what's that scene in Reservoir Dogs when they talk about tipping? Like we've got minimum wage here, but I think it's a bit different for the States. Someone will correct me because I'm probably wrong. But in Reservoir Dogs, they talked about how minimum wage was basically like a pittance. So in order to kind of make ends meet, your waiting staff were reliant on tips. But I don't know if waiting staff here.
Aye, most of them are on minimum wage or
I get
low wage.
It's
Did
low
you see
wage.
that kitchen? The kitchen place, Tom Kitchen, they were paying themselves like hundreds and 700 quid a month or something out the tips. There's like the staff had up at one of those petitions that like the Brewdogs, ex-Brewdog staff did as well, like saying they're a bunch of cunts sort of petition style thing. And they were paying, I think the front of the house was getting like over $1,000 a month or more. And him and his wife were getting 700 quid a month out the tips, the staff's tips.
What a cheeky bastard. He was in the news this week.
So you think you're tipping it and they're nothing, they're not even there and they're getting.
So that's the problem. I try and keep an eye out for places where there's been a change in policy on their tips. Because I think there was a couple of restaurants recently where the tips, there was some sort of change because it meant that the kitchen staff were getting more. Whereas what I think most of us, when we give a tip, it's usually for the waiter, the person that's brought you your food.
Well, but here's the thing though, right? if you think it's a team effort, isn't it? So if you think at a restaurant, if it wasn't for the chefs and that, there's nothing to serve. You know, if the food's shite, the waiter's probably not going to get the tip that they might get otherwise. So there is probably an argument that the tips should go for the chefs and the waiters.
The reason it might not be is it's like it could be the kitchen guys are more skilled, so they get a better wage.
That's true. Aye.
I think as well, I would always try and give a cash tip rather than do it through the card machine, because I don't know where the card machine money is going through.
Aye.
Yep. And because I'm such a tight bastard, I'll never carry cash, so I get away with it.
Why do you tip some jobs and no other ones? So, taxi, get a tip.
I usually round it up, the bill, to like the nearest pound or something.
Nearest couple of quid, or hairdresser. What about your barber? Tip the barber.
I've started doing that because they were one of the industries, for want of a better word, that got hit by COVID, and everyone at some point or another, when they opened up again, were fucking straight down for a haircut. So again, I'll usually just round it up to the nearest. I think it's 12 quid at the Turkish place that I go to, so I'll round it up to 15.
See if it's expected, you fuck off with me. See when you're in a pub or a bar, or it's in America as well, they do it a lot, is they put the change down on the metal tray.
Aye.
It's like, I'll be taking all of that.
And the sweetie.
I'll decide.
Thank you very much for my Imperial Mint.
All right, I think we've answered that one. Right, chatter, stainless steel, were the stains cleaned off it, or will it not get stained?
I think it means it can get stained, does it not?
Well, would that not be stain proof or stain resistant? So stainless, I just always assumed that it meant it was. That's why it's just silver, isn't it? Because it's not been stained with anything to colour it or taint it, rather than it be stain resistant. But I think that's just what I assume. Because, although mind, I think if anyone put it to the test, it's not like mind you had the shatterproof rulers at school. Does every country with a shatterproof ruler? I reckon they must be the most broken item. Apart from iPhone screens. But in the history
it's
of
like
mankind,
telling somebody not to look. It's like, don't look over there, right? And everybody fucking looks like shatterproof ruler written on it, is it?
I fucking.
First thing you do.
Was there ever a ruler that shattered?
Can you imagine the first person that had it? That happened like just the firing about hitting the mate with it, and then that's fucking covered. I'm scarred for life because of that fucking ruler. And somebody's going, I need to invent a shatterproof ruler.
You can't. I've never seen one shattered. I've seen one snapped in half. The bendy ones, they didn't shatter; they just break in half.
There's got to be an argument that one that snaps in half is more dangerous than one that shatters. Because I don't know about you guys, but I went to a school where there were chairs getting launched, and there was in my wife's school, which is just a wee bit further away, someone threw a Buddha at the RE teacher.
So it's
like a stab-proof ruler that you want. No shattered.
Aye.
We had you talk about kind of chairs and that getting thrown, and we were talking the other day, Colin, about, I'll not name him, but there's a boy in our school, kind of the raggest kids in our year, that if you called him a bastard, then you wouldn't have cared what would happen next. Well, other than violence would be meted out to somebody else.
If you just said the word near him, you didn't even call him.
They would sort of kid chairs or whatever. But have you ever watched Game of Thrones?
For him?
Aye, it was. Have you ever watched Game of Thrones?
Aye.
So, when I watched it, the first time it went through my head, because pretty much from the word go, everybody's like, oh, he's was it Ned Stark's bastard, and that's right. Rafi's bastard, and he's a bastard, and he's a bastard. And I was like, that would have lasted, I reckon, if the boy in our school had been in Game of Thrones one episode, and he'd have won. He'd have been on the fucking throne. That fucking job done. Anybody else want to call me a bastard? And everybody,
he was bigger than everybody as well. He was bigger than everybody as well, eh? Like until about 15, 16, everybody caught up.
Aye.
So
I got all right with me. I was a decent enough guy to me, so I'm no complaints. But that's what I remembered the most when I watched Game of Thrones, and particularly the use of the word bastard in it. That was the first thing I thought. It was like,
did you hear it and start ducking?
Aye. We watched. Did you see Time on BBC?
No, yeah.
The prison thing. So it's got Sean Bean and Stephen Graham, the Scottish boy, both good actors. Stephen Graham's brilliant. We watched it last night, and it's the first thing I've ever seen where Sean Bean hasn't used the word bastard.
Or
Not-
die.
Not once. He doesn't say it at all. I don't know kind if I was happy about that or disappointed. Anyway, right, that's us. We're out of time for this episode. So, fuck knows when we'll put the next one out. Friday. This one will be out Thursday night. I'll put the next one out Friday night. So until then, hope you
Yep.
enjoyed that.
Get
Cool.
it when we're good and ready.
Aye, we'll catch
That's
you next time.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink water, no, you know what